Welcome, church. Let us give all praise, honor, and glory to our God, and let's worship Him in spirit and in truth. Church, let me reinforce our sermon series with a few points that will hopefully strengthen and reinforce the essence of our topic, freedom. From John 8:36 as basis, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. True freedom is possible because of the redemptive work of Jesus on the cross. If the Son makes you free. The cost of true freedom has been paid for in full. Tetelestai, as it is known in Greek. Again, if the Son makes you free. The transaction of true freedom is personal. God set you free. You have to walk with God. If the Son makes you free. The extent of true freedom is perpetual. You shall be free indeed. Today, the question before you is, are you free indeed? Have you experienced true and complete freedom in Jesus Christ? If you are free, then you are no longer satisfied by those things which once enslaved or ensnared you. If you are free, then you have a passion to see others set free. If you are free, you are a champion of freedom and will bring one more for Jesus Christ. Now let's take a quick look and a quick walk. Paul wrote this letter while he was locked up in prison in a cell in Rome. Can you honestly relate to the idea of getting sent to Chipinang prison? And that's what makes this letter so powerful, because the guy who wrote it was a prisoner. So when you look at things on the surface, you get to realize that Paul didn't get much freedom. Zero, zilch, nothing. And yet, when you start reading the letter, you realize really quickly that this is not a man who's feeling claustrophobic, panicky, or depressed. There's a sense of peace. There's a largeness, a wholeness, a spaciousness, and a fierce freedom to his soul that just cries out and speaks to our hearts. Church, we know that the possibility of any of us landing in jail is remote and will probably never happen. But we all have our prisons. Firstly, the fear of the pandemic, the Delta K virus, health issues, family, work issues, financial and business problems, the loss of loved ones and friends one after the other. It is real, it is saddening, it is sobering. Now, all of these things can feel like prisons, like you are in shackles. Paul was a prisoner of one of the most powerful regimes in history, the Roman Empire, and yet, when you read his letter, even though all his outer freedoms have been stripped away, you begin to realize that you are listening to a man who is truly free in his heart and in his mind. There's a freedom inside him that nothing on the outside can ever take away. Again, John 8, verse 36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. There are people who believe in their head but not in their heart. Although some perhaps did sincerely believe, most were only temporary pretenders, so to speak. They fooled others, even themselves, but they did not fool Jesus. In 2 Corinthians 13, verse 5, it admonishes us to examine ourselves. The verse reads, "Examine yourselves to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Or do you not realize this about yourselves, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail to meet the test?" Church, if an emphasis like this causes you to wrestle with your own life, it causes you to examine your relationship with God, then that's not a bad thing after all. In fact, that is a great spiritual litmus test. Our freedom and God's glory are woven together. They are inextricably linked together. Friends, be blessed by our service today. God bless you.